I won't keep doing that.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get it done by 12. That's most important.
And
Hi, here we are with lovely Fiona, one of our teachers that we are truly blessed to have here at Hope Sussex. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Fiona.
I have been a teacher for 30 years. I have taught in the state system and I have taught in the private sector. I've taught abroad from ages 4 to 18, loads and loads of experience. When I started, it was like the golden age of education for me. I mean, it was my first job was in Croydon, really tough school, and in those days you had the freedom to put the children first, foremost and centre. And so honestly, if they were having a tough time, then you spent 6 weeks doing circle time and playing. And then over the 30 years, I've seen that really change. The systems become about data, numbers, the children and their personalities and their needs have been pushed out. And it's all about data. And that's been really tough to be part of. And then obviously in April, things became ridiculous and I was working 2 days a week. And when I was asked to start typing in my birthday, my symptoms and my postcode in order to be printed out a barcode in order to work, that's when I left.
Goodbye.
Yeah, enough. And I've been lucky enough through connections to find you guys.
Yeah.
I've been really lucky.
And you've been teaching the homeschool group in one area or another, the Awake homeschool group
absolutely.
For about a year now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, for a year. So really lucky to have been able to leave mainstream. This is my job. I do need this salary, and have stepped into the home ed world, which has been an absolute revelation. Because thinking back, my children are 20 and 21. Thinking back, no regrets and all that, but I would have done it differently if I knew then what I know now. Both of mine were school refusers in year 7 and 8, and we crowbarred them back into this system that wasn't supporting them. And it is such a dream come true to be here, to have the flexibility and the freedom to work with small groups of children, putting them front and centre again, getting to know them as little people, and just all of it is lovely. What's brand new for me is teaching from the age of 5 to 12 in the same class. And I panicked about that. I really panicked. I had no idea how to manage that. And it's beautiful. It works really well. It's a revelation.
It's a lovely thing we've got here. Obviously, we do have some classes which are age appropriate, but some of the classes you can have a huge age range because it doesn't matter. The little ones can learn exactly the same as the older ones. Yeah. They just kind of kept behind, aren't they?
And they learn from the older ones, and they learn at their own level and at their own pace. And so topic specifically would have that range of ages, and some of them, if they want to be writing, they're writing. If they're not yet recording, then we do it pictorially. It's all possible, and it's lovely, and it's for them. So rather than being held back or pushed into something or stressed to the max, it's all about
no stress. We don't want any stress on these little kids. No. So tell us, you did mention topic there. Tell us a little bit more about your classes that you have here.
Okay, so I've ended up teaching 4 classes. So topic is one of the bigger ones. And that has got that age range. We've done pirates in the past, we've done magic in the past. It's a bit of a stretch for me now. I'm learning all the time, because thinking if it's a science topic, we've been lied to. If it's a history topic, So what we've ended up with, and it just fits so perfectly, is kids in business for this term, and I think for a few terms going forward. And that comes right back to the children, where they're at. It's not me giving them information, it's their ideas. And they take their learning wherever they want it to go, and again, it's at their own level and their own pace. So they're starting little businesses from week 2. Yeah, really exciting.
Lovely seeing them create.
Yes.
They're using their amazing brains.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Lovely. And you've got shamanic as well?
Yes, 10 years ago I started training as a holistic practitioner, trying to get that into mainstream. It was like banging my head against a brick wall, obviously, now I know why. So I'm trained as a kinesiologist, which is muscle testing, EFT, which is tapping and using meridians, and I'm also a shamanic practitioner. I'm not a shaman, but I practice shamanic healing. And shamanism is just about being part of nature, knowing that we are nature, communicating with everything, knowing that everything has a soul and a spirit. And the children now, I believe, we're on a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
We're in a very interesting time spiritually, and the children now are ready for this learning. And that's what it's about. So we hold a little circle, we shamanic journey to find their power animals. We're going to make little rattles, we set up altars, we meditate. It's just lovely. It's lovely.
Sounds lovely. And you know, all of those other things that you mentioned, we're hoping to maybe get more on the schedule and the timetable.
What do you mean?
So shamanic for adults.
Shamanic for adults is already running.
Yeah.
So hoping that grows. So what I've said to the group is, I mean, I've been training for 7 years, but I feel like I know very little, but at the same time, I'm just learning myself, but at the same time, I've got a lot to share, and it's time to share these wonderful things.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Sharing, bringing this beautiful community together, and sharing our skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're incredibly lucky to have you. And we're in your classroom that you use.
Yes.
And there's Spanish words all over the walls.
Yeah.
Because that's another one of your classes, isn't it?
Spanish, I love Spanish. So primary Spanish has been my thing in mainstream for loads of years, the last 8 years. And I lived in Spain for a couple of years, and I'm not fluent by any means, but I have a really good accent. So I get away with teaching. The kids think it's marvellous. I'm literally one step ahead of them. If you want to have a conversation with me about colours, animals, numbers and the weather, we're fine. Beyond that. But the kids love it, and the primary age is absolutely perfect for picking up languages. They are like little sponges. Yeah. And what's wonderful is they can really plot their learning and see how much they've learned. So they come out with the first lesson, they can count to 10 and say, hello, how are you? And they come out with the second lesson, they're saying, I'm fine, thank you, and what's the weather like? And it's just lovely, and their excitement is palpable. Yeah. And I really, really enjoy that.
They come into my class and I'm counting them in 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're doing it in Spanish.
See, and they do, they take it home and they want to teach, and it's lovely, and we need to capture them in that window, because as they get older, the pre-teens get more sort of self-conscious. So primary Spanish is just a joy.
They haven't got those inhibitions.
No, it's a joy.
Oh, lovely. So we've covered Spanish topic, shamanic,
maths. So the last thing I teach is, now what have I called it? It's investigations for the mathematically curious. So it's not your standard learning the number system, it's not your standard maths lessons. There are children who love maths, but they're not great at recording, it's not their thing. And I think maths is very artistic, it's all about patterns, it's very awe-inspiring, it's a really exciting thing to delve into. And again, school has pushed that out and made it very teach by rote until the children are so bored they don't want to do it anymore. So we delve into patterns in number. If you look at the 9 times table, it's so exciting. And what we have every lesson is light bulb moments. So we'll do geometry, we'll look at pattern in number, we'll look at mathematical artists and things like that, and just slow it down and not have that we've been taught rigor and pace in mainstream for ages, and to be able to slow it down and hone in on 1 or 2 aspects of something is really powerful for the children in their learning. And to learn to love numbers again and feel safety in the patterns is really powerful.
And bringing joy and fun back.
Bringing joy and fun back.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, thanks.